Monday, I was sitting there surfing, and on my second wave, I fell head first and tweaked my back. And I was pretty scared. I felt my back kind of tweak. I couldn't sit on my board, so I made it to the beach, and my friend had to carry my board up. And all of a sudden, before you know it, through Charles Webb, the founder of Stoke for Life, turned me on to Hands with Hearts. I met Jorge. Before you know it, him and his team laid hands on me at the same time, and I felt the love, the energy, and I'm telling you, I felt healing.
My name is Jorge Aranda. I'm a doctor of osteopathic medicine. We have a crew here of 4 volunteers coming from Europe. We're coming from Spain, from Italy. We are osteopaths, physical therapists.
I'm Luisa, I'm from Italy, and I'm an osteopath.
Hi, I'm Eduardo, and I'm from Italy, and I'm a volunteer osteopath.
Hi, my name is Marta. I'm from Spain, from the south of Spain. I live in Cádiz. I'm physical therapist. I treat people with disabilities.
We have been invited by the organization to provide the free healthcare to the athletes, try to make them feel as pain-free as possible so they can perform at the very best. The main healthcare that we provide is kind of like manual medicine. We are a registered non-profit that provide free healthcare for underprivileged children with disabilities. We started back in 2016. Right now we are also starting a new program which is working with adaptive surfing at the 3 main tournaments, which are in Hawaii, in Oceanside, California, and in Pismo Beach. Right now we are in Oceanside at the US Open of Adaptive Surfing Championship.
So adaptive surfing is kind of alongside the Paralympics. You think about Paralympic sports, but adaptive surfing isn't in the Paralympics yet, but we're pushing. Adaptive surfing is where people with all types of disabilities compete.
First annual AASP Adaptive Surfing Professional World Tour, and this is the culmination right here, and we'll crown a world championship, a world champion in all 16 divisions.
One of the biggest highlights of my whole time here at the US Open has been going to the Hands with Heart tent every day.
Jorge and Martha helped me out today, and it was just an amazing experience.
I had a massage 3 days in a row, and actually had a morning when I woke up without pain for the first time in 15 or 20 years.
During this competition, it's the second time I've been into them. Basically, they just realign everything for me. Because of my missing foot, I suppose, I'm a bit lopsided and everything sort of comes out of sync. So coming into these guys every couple of days while the competition's on, it just keeps me where I need to be, kind of fitness-wise, and just aligned.
Jorge was working on my back and my neck and just like getting my alignment right. And Martha was working on my residual limb and just kind of working out my calf muscle, and it was something that I really needed.
This project is phenomenal, it's amazing. I've said it before, it's not important in any way, it's essential. To keep myself and these other guys to have what they're doing available to us is an essential part of what we do.
Tell them like what your issues are and then have them kind of work on you. That's just an unreal experience.
We basically work on the biomechanics of the athletes, trying to really understand them, because a lot of them have their unique situations due to their physical conditions.
And sometimes the emotion gets stuck in the body. So when you release a tissue, you release also the emotion that is stuck inside of the tissue. And sometimes it happens that when you treat, like a diaphragm or like a chest, they start crying because they really feel release in many, many, many sense.
Yeah, see, in the States you call it a clothespin. In the UK we call it a peg. My name's Peg Leg. Shorten that to Peg, which is what everybody calls me.
I've been paralyzed going on 20 years. Once a surfer, always a surfer.
If my leg's a little bit off or I wear a water leg, I walk a little different, and that throws my hips off, which throws my spine off.
I lost my leg 20 years ago in August, and didn't know how to surf. I was in the hospital 4 months, learned how to surf, and it completely changed my life.
None of us class ourselves as disabled, really. It's why we refer to ourselves as adaptive surfers. We're just people that have adapted to do what we love.
Most people on the planet don't think they can surf. You add to that being a quadriplegic or blind or an amputee or severe traumatic brain injury or something like that. That's just one more thing compounding the idea that you'll probably never do something like that. And then we show them that, yes, you can do it. You have to adapt and overcome and find new ways to do it, but you can do it, and you can do it just as well as those guys that are able-bodied out there. It's just you got to do it a little bit differently.
It was a birth defect. The foot was all twisted, So at 13 months old, my parents decided to have it amputated. It was either that or wear a club shoe and sort of drag it for the rest of my life. I said, I'm getting on a bit now, and technology 50 years ago wasn't quite where it is today, so they made the decision, and I'm glad they did.
I'm a Marine, you know, our whole thing was adapt and overcome, you know, and so I've just applied that to my surfing and to doing amp surf and everything else I do.
The stress of getting in and out of the water, paddling, taking waves on the head, maybe crashing, maybe running into somebody else.
Whether you're missing a limb or not, or if you're able-bodied, you have challenges in your life. We've got challenges, a little bit more than others.
And so to have Hands with Heart come and just really tune in with people to improve their quality of life and to improve their competitive edge and abilities in the water.
They healed my body, so I was able to go 4 or 5 more days on a world tour. So it's truly a blessing to have those guys here.
The first time I met them was actually at the Access Surf competition. I was suffering. Everyone else had been going to them and just saying how good they felt afterwards. So I went in, booked my session, and came out going, yeah.
Hands with Heart keeps us going after we've beaten up our bodies, thrashing around on the waves and everything. Hands with Heart brings us back to life and back for more action.
Straight away, you know, you're working with professionals. They're asking us what we need, which is something that doesn't often happen. People tend to think they know what we need. No one knows a body like the person that owns it. And these guys are there, they're asking us, right, what's wrong? What do you need? Anything I can or can't touch, anything I can or can't do. They take on board what we say. Yeah, they're amazing.
I get emotional right now because yesterday was a life changer. I call them life changers, man. I was sitting there, tweaked, my back hurt, and I was scared that I wouldn't be able to surf today. And all of a sudden, when they all 4 laid hands on me, I'm telling you, the energy, the love, and the healing I felt, look at me.
If everyone puts their hands and their hearts in a project like this, we all can be healed and we all can create a better world.
It was a little bit surprising that some of the athletes who, as we know, they are doing a very physical and very demanding sport, they have not received treatment since last time we saw them. We are very happy that we got recognized by the United Nations as an example of good practice. The #1 reason for that was the fact that we put together a model that we could replicate in other countries.
Jorge is the man.
Thank you,
Hands with Heart, saving us our ass out. Saving our
I love you, brother.
Thank you, Louisa, for getting my mind right. I came here a mess, 4 months in the hospital, 2 months in the hospital, came here, hadn't surfed for 4 months. She manipulated my body and she did something with the energies of my body and manipulated the muscles and got my mind connected. Thank you, Louisa.
Hands with Heart really helped me out, and it's we need a lot more funding for these guys to come around. They're a non-profit organization that comes out and donates their own time and energy to come out to these events, and I really love them being here. So any way we could support them as a community, being a non-profit, going around the world, taking the time away from their families and everything it's really important to us, especially as the adaptive community.
The Hands with Heart people they're going through the jungles and places people can't even get to help people. So they're doing amazing, amazing things.
If you like what we do and you want to support our noble cause, helping children with severe disabilities, with no access to healthcare, helping athletes who need so much support to perform at their very best, reach out by visiting our website www.handswithheartfoundation.org.